Welcome to Amira Salon's channel. This is Milagros and I will be doing the October readings for each one of the 12 zodiac signs. This is a general reading, so you're invited to watch your moon sign and your ascendant as well. Let's begin. This month we're going to be using the Lover's Path Tarot and the Iris deck. I'm going to list down below the authors of these decks so that you can look them up if you're interested in purchasing the decks. And I'm going to be doing a Celtic Cross using this deck, and I'm going to be pulling one advice card from the Iris deck as we did last month. Libra, this is your October love reading, and we have Triumph, or the World card in the center, and this tells me that we are talking about a cycle that has been completed, or a new cycle that is opening, that is beginning right now. It can be in regards to a relationship, it can be a relationship in which you feel that you have achieved everything that you can achieve and that it cannot go any further than that, for good or for bad, for positive or negative. It can have to do with a breakup or a situation that you're trying to get over. If you are inside a relationship, it might have to do with you trying to find it all, to find this perfect union with the other person in which you both are able to give each other what you want and what you need and what you feel. And this is crossed by the Princess of Cups. That is a princess, or it's a card that speaks about feelings, like innocent feelings. There is a part of you, the innocent part of you, that is awakened with this situation, and you're not sure if you want to let it through or not. You are protecting that side of you, you're protecting that feelings, which is normal. This can also have to do with not wanting to be childish about something. It might be that you want to address certain issues, but you are not sure that you are going to do it, or that you should do it in the way that you want to do it, because you might be misunderstood by the other part, or you might be judged as immature in regards to something. I have on top, I have the Wisdom card, that is the High Priestess card, this equivalent, and it talks to me about things that are hidden, or that it talks about intuition, perception, psychic abilities and such. I think that this card in this position tells me that there is the rational part of you that wants to examine the situation and have an understanding or take a conclusion from that. But you are also trying to hear your gut feeling. You're also trying to feel your perception, your intuition in regards to this. Like, you really want to go through every layer of this situation so that you can get a better understanding on it. Right now you're trying to find out which are the details, what is the information that you didn't know in regards to that, so that you can have a full understanding of how it happened. You want to know what the feelings of the other person are. You want to know even where are your feelings standing at the point. I get the Love card in the base, which is actually a good card, very good card to get the love reading. And it talks to me about true feelings. It can be a mutual feeling situation, of course, because it can be, but again, it's a general reading, so it will be quite risky to say that it will apply to every situation. I think that it is a situation or a matter in which you have felt in love, in which you have felt connected to this other person, but it might be something that you are not totally aware of, or that you are trying to conceal in some way, because you also you don't want to judge just from the feelings, but you also want to judge from your intuition. You want to judge from what your head, what your third eye is telling you in regards to a situation. And I get on the past the Prince of Arrows. That is it's a person from an earth sign, or with the characteristics of an earth sign, such as Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, as yourself. It might represent yourself, or it might represent the other person. This is a person that acts without much thinking. Like, he can just have an attack of honesty, of sincerity, and just say everything that he thinks about everybody. And it's kind of risky, because not everybody will understand from where he's coming from. It might be something that happened and there was not much thinking about it. It just happened in a certain way, and the thinking came afterwards. So it might be a situation in which you got involved and it seemed a lot different on the way it was, and at some point it just, like, you couldn't just control it. It just went on its own. This can also have to do with flings, adventures, casual things, probably transforming into something more serious, or the initial spark or the initial communication with a person. I get, well, let's go here and then we'll go back there. Let's go to how you're feeling right now or where you stand right now, and I get the 10 of Arrows. And okay, this card is, I won't say it's a negative one, because it is the end. It is the end of a cycle. Like, if it had to do with suffering, then it is the end of that suffering. I think that you feel that in regards to a certain situation, you have received all the hints, all the information that you needed to get. Or if you have been harmed from a situation, you feel that you cannot take anymore that kind of pain. You cannot take more offense from this person or from this situation. This also has to do with thinking, with overthinking. And Libra is a sign that tends to do that. Like, sometimes you want to find out every single fact, and when you have all the facts on the table, you get a little bit overwhelmed by what is the deal in the end. So I think that this is the completion of that cycle. You're just going to gather the information that you have till that point, till this point, and make a decision in regards to that, because you cannot just keep gathering and gathering more pain or caused by this situation, or more ideas that you are not totally sure about. Like, there is something that this other person is not telling you, but it's kind of awkward because you also feel that the person is not willing to open up, or that it's becoming difficult for this person to open up. If you're in a relationship, it has to do with your partner. If you are about to begin a relationship or single, then it has to do with a new love interest or a person from the past, and maybe some facts that you didn't get to learn, to find out, to understand when the things ended up in a certain way. I get from the surroundings the 8 of Cups. That has to do with a person who is far away. It has to do with distance. So I'm getting that there is some physical or psychological distance between you and the other person involved in the reading. It might be a long distance kind of situation, relationship. It might be that your person had to relocate, or that you had to relocate, or that you are involved with this person and you might share the same space, but that psychologically or emotionally speaking, the person is far. All in all, it has to do with movement. So I think that right now the other person, if it has to do with a decision that you're expecting from the other person, that person has decided to take some distance, or to just go around, try to probably take time or space for themselves so that they can come back with a decision, or just take some sort of distance from the situation, because it is kind of overwhelming for them too. I get the Queen of Coins in the unexpected position, so I'm feeling that this can be another person, or it can be yourself taking a different approach. And the approach is one of an earth sign, an earth woman, such as Virgo, such as Capricorn, such as Taurus. So I think that here you might be receiving useful advice from somebody from that signs or with that characteristics, that will help you have a wider or a different perspective on the things. Maybe a little bit less judgmental, a little bit more stable, a little bit more practical for you. And right now I think that you are going to highly benefit from practicality in order to sort out what is happening. So if this is yourself, then you are going to be giving yourself a very, very important advice for this month, so that you can make the right decisions. I get the 2 of Wands card in the outcome, and that tells me that towards the end of the month you are going to evaluate the things differently. You're not going to be very overwhelmed by the facts. You're going to take some distance, and you're going to see things a little bit from a distance, a little bit trying to see all the sides of it. You are going to probably resource to unconventional ways to get information on the matter. Maybe you will try to search the cell phone, the computer of somebody else, or you will probably try to ask around the friends about the things that this person is not telling you, or some kind of unconventional way to find out information or to get away with information. If you're trying to hide some things from somebody, then the energy of this month is favorable for you to do it. If you are into some sort of love triangle or relationship or lover, outside marriage or partnership, then this is a situation that will keep going this month, and you are going to evaluate towards the end of the month whether you want it to keep going or not. This is just one possibility of the many that these cards can describe and I have been telling. And the advice is be free, do what you love. And I think that this card is quite connected to how Libras are. In the end of the day, they will just look for their freedom, for a way that they feel free. Even inside a relationship, they can manage to feel free, to still have their space, to still have enough air to breathe, to not feel overwhelmed or choked by the other person. I think that it's quite important that you realize in this month that whatever situation is making you way too concerned, way too worried or upset is not worth your attention. Or at least if the situation is not the problem but your approach, then I think that towards the end of the month you are going to realize that a different approach will be a better way to handle or to deal with these things. One in which you are not suppressing yourself or your energy, and one in which you are allowing yourself the possibility to just be, to just release, show your energy to the world, share your energy or your thoughts or your fire or whatever you need to offer to the other person. And if you feel that they can receive it and understand it, then this is the right person to be with. If you feel that they cannot, then you will also take a decision in regards on how you want to deal with it later on. As I was saying in the beginning of the video, this is just a general reading to give you an idea of how the things will go during this month. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do it by clicking on the link on the description of the video. If you like the video, you can give a thumbs up, you can share it, you can subscribe to the channel so that you will be notified every time I upload the new videos for the next months. And I really hope you have the best month of October. See you next month. Thank you.